Hello everybody and welcome to the last segment before the great Beachside 400 here. As welcome to the newly rebranded Mrs. Meyers Clean Day Last Chance Qualifier here. As we're about to see the final 10 drivers that will advance on to the final event. So without further ado, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Last Chance Qualifier. It's going to be a 30-lap event compared to the other 20 in the duels, so they got a little bit more time to figure out strategy. Because at this point, it's now or never. Starting on the pole is one of the fan favorites in the field, Ryan Lebongo in the 95, starting alongside Calvin Michaels in the 97. And in row 2, we have David Garcia and Juan Camacho. In row 3, we have Nicholas DeLine and Noah Kars. In row 4, we have Regan Whitlock and Cody Smarts. In row 5, we have Brandon Barani and Brandon Creason, rounding up the top 10. In row 6, we have Michael Zartman Jr. and Zach Cronin, sorry. Then we got Jacob Hammond, Nathaniel Serrano, Dylan Jones, Maxwell Fye, Mark Watkins, Dylan Jones, Adam Garcia, Caleb Campbell, Spencer Purcell, Griffin Lynn, Mika Dergo, Jacob Buchholz, Justin Hawk, Stephen Willie, Gene Halferty, Steve Sterling Jr. I know it's Scott Sterling Jr. in the duels. I apologize for that. But Peyton Beasley, Griffin Allen, Steven Merzlak, Gustavo Roland Jr., Zach Williams, JJ Garfield, David Dawn, and Kendrick Lawson rounding out the field. So yeah, we got a pretty exciting day for racing here today. I think we got to take a look at some three of the big drivers to keep an eye on today. One of them, of course, is the driver starting on the pole position today, Ryan Lebongo in the 95. Had a pretty fast car, just couldn't really get it done in the duels. Hopefully today he'll be able to move on to the final event. Here, I think he might be capable of getting this done here today. Next, the big driver to take a look and keep an eye on is the one that won the Last Chance Qualifier last season, Zach Cronin in the 40. He was driving the 20 FedEx car in season number 1, managed to roll off with a pretty big victory today. And hopefully he's going to be able to advance on to the final event here today as well. And I think the last driver to keep an eye on is one that I think desperately wants to get in. Kendrick Lawson in the 11, as we went back to the first Powerade duel, on his way to get a top 10 finish, and then was turned by Danielle Jones, coming to the checkered flag. Might start a pretty early rivalry with him and the 65 car. However, Danielle Jones is also in the Last Chance Qualifier, as the 65 also did not make it into the final event here today. But we're about to find out the last 10 drivers that will advance on to the final event, the Beachside 400. Ryan Lebongo and Calvin Michaels will lead them off here for a 30-lap race, so 10 laps more than the duels. This is to help make the racing a little bit more, give them a little bit more time to make moves, and we're about to find the 10 drivers that are going to make it in. Of course, as we have many drivers here, it's pretty much now or never. They're going to be racing a lot more aggressively here today. Here we go. Green flag is out, and away we go here for the Mrs. Meyers Last Chance Qualifier. It's do or die here. There's already a 3-wide battle for second, as Nicholas DeLine already makes some pretty aggressive moves right there, looking on the inside of Garcia and Michaels, as Calvin Michaels falls back drastically already. As DeLine ends up right behind the 95 car, but here comes Regan Whitlock, flipped over in the first Powerade duel. And that's why he's here right now. Whoa! Oh, we got trouble already in turn 1! There goes Brandon Creason, and Mika Dergo goes around. He bumps into JJ Garfield. And that's going to bring out the first caution on lap number 1. They're going to race him back to the line. Ryan Lebongo is going to lead him back. Yep, expect a lot of these wrecks like that there, but it doesn't look like much damage. But, yeah, tough break for Brandon Creason and Mika Dergo. 2 drivers, a lot of potential, and they're going to be starting way in the back on this next restart. Whoa, whoa, look out. Everyone's coming in hot. Oh, look out. Oh, we got collision. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, that's damage for Jacob Buchholz, and JJ Garfield just got damage on their cars. That's not good at all. The outside of the car on the inside, that's the line in the 71. I don't know what's going on right here, but this is only the second lap of the race, and we're already having some intense things going on. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at what brought out the caution on the first lap of the last chance qualifier. So the first car I saw go around was the 44-hour cars. Yep, there he goes. Gets into Cody Smart, and yeah, Brandon Creason was just victim of unfortunate circumstances. Oh, he kind of scrapes Dylan Jones. He's going to hit the wall. And then Mika Dergo trying to slow down. Nope. Tried to slow down. Got in the Buchholz. And then, geez, I think JJ Garfield did everything he could to avoid that wreck and just couldn't get it done. And then, of course, Buchholz and Garfield both took some massive damage when they were slowing down. So I don't know if they're still going to be in the race, but that might be a big factor if they're going to make the race or not. But yeah, so it's cautions out on lap number 1 of the last chance qualifier. We'll be right back after the break to see the next replay. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mrs. Meyers Clean Day Last Chance Qualifier here at Daytona. After a pretty unfortunate accident on the first lap of the race, it already looked like we were about to be seeing some aggressive racing, and it got a little too aggressive early on as Mika Dergo, Brandon Creason, JJ Garfield, and David Buchholz were all involved in a lap 1 crash. Fortunately, all 4 of those cars are still on track right now. And everyone at the moment, I believe, is still on the lead lap. So it's still anybody's game. At the moment, Ryan Labongo currently leads the field. Then we got Whitlock, Barani, Zartman Jr., Danielle Jones, Camacho, Michaels, Cronin. I still have to fix that. I don't know why I haven't yet. Garcia and Griffin Lynn are currently the 10 drivers in contention to make the race that are inside the cutoff. So if the race were to end right now, those will be the 10 drivers advancing on to the Beachside 400, and everyone else is going to be packing their stuff and heading back home. Hopefully to have a better run at Rockingham next week. So anyways, but we still got a lot left to go here. Only about to hit lap 6 of the race. Still 25 laps to go in this event. So anything can still happen. As green flag is back out here today, as the 95 is going to lead him back. Pretty calm so far. Oh, here comes Camacho on the 75, trying to see if he can start an inside lane right there. Already gets past the 65 already. He's going to push him. Going to push the 65 car out to the top. That might be an issue. But it's still the 95 car at the moment. Yeah, it looks like Cronin Garcia is going to follow the 75. I'm going to see if they can get a push right now. But right now, it's... Yeah, it looks like the Rigger Whitlock's just right on the back bumper. And now it looks like Barani and Zartman's following suit right there. As it's a 4-car breakaway from the rest of the field. Yeah, Camacho's now trying to see if he can... single-handedly get to the front with no help. But I think he's just going to play it safe for the time being. I'm going to just fall right in behind the top 5. As the 5-car breakaway with the 95, 88, 55, 50, and 75. But yeah, it looks like Camacho's really desperate to get to the front of the field right now. Even though he is in a good spot to make it into the final event. As he bumps Cronin out of line right there in the 40. As it's mostly single file at the moment. There goes Camacho once again trying to take on the inside. Actually manages to push the 50 out of line right there. That was a big move right there. Manages to get underneath the 50. Has a little help from Griffin Lynn, who knows a thing or two about this track, even though he failed to qualify for the first Beachside 400. I think Camacho has a good run right there. He gets under Barani as well. He's up to third. And now he's looking for second already. Look at the 75 go. It's his first NR 2003 race. This is his first attempt. This is his first season in any NR 2003 league, and he's right behind the 95 of Labongo. Look at him go. As he got 3 wide battles behind them for fourth, but look at the 75 go. As at the moment, Ryan Labongo has led every lap so far in this event. Right now, the driver on the cutoff line right now is Stephen Willie, and we got trouble when Nathaniel Serrano goes around. Caution's out. He's going to take out Cronin and Merzlak. Oh! And that's going to end their race. Meanwhile, here comes Camacho for the lead. Here he comes on the inside. The 75 has clawed his way up to the field, and I think he might be able to hold him off. Nope, still Labongo's going to lead him back. And also, Griffin Allen right now is actually way in the back, all the way dead last right now. Don't know what's going on with the 33 car, but yeah, Merzlak, Serrano, and Cornyn. No, Cornyn. I keep saying Cornyn. I got to fix that. But yeah, well, we got a little 3-car spin around. Still no one's out of the race just yet. As our second caution comes out on lap number 10 of the race. So that was a pretty intense run right there. The 75 definitely is working his way through the field super fast. But anyways, let's go ahead and see what brought out the caution on lap number 10. Alright, so similar to what happened with the first caution with Cars and Smart. Yeah, Serrano and Cronin get into each other. The 52 bounces off of Mark Watkins. Back into the 40, and then just Steven Merzlak just got bumped in the back right there by the 52 as the 3-car spin around. And since Cronin and Serrano spun above the double yellow line, the caution does come out. Oh, he nearly hits Nicholas the line. And oh wow, he nearly hit both the line and Dawn. And then just, wow, that could have easily been not only a disaster for those 2 cars, but the 40 could have easily been out of the race after that, because he nearly hit them like with both the front and the rear. That could have easily been a disaster right there. But as we're now a third of the way through the race, we're under caution here. We'll be right back after the break. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mrs. Meyers Clean Day Last Chance Qualifier here at Daytona. At the moment, we are currently on lap 13, about ready to get back under green for lap 14 as we're almost halfway through the event. As you can see here, we got Ryan Labongo currently leads the field. He's led every single lap so far in this event, followed by Juan Camacho, currently the biggest gainer in this entire event here, working his way up, clawed his way up to the front of the field, and manages to get his way into second. And third, we got Regan Whitlock running an impressive race in the 88. Stephen Willie in fourth. We have Justin Hawk in fifth. Gustavo Roland Jr. sixth. Griffin Lynn seventh. Zartman Jr. eighth. Zach Williams ninth. And Brandon Barani currently on the cutoff line in 10th. So at the moment, it's been a pretty intense race. We've seen many drivers having some trouble early on. We had a wreck on lap 1. Oh no, we got trouble with the 88. He's blowing up. Oh no! That Regan Whitlock, who was in third, has just blown up. No, that's awful. And it looks like the car is stopped entirely. He's just coasting at this point. Oh, horrible tragedy for the 88. He was in third place and was running a really good race right there. And I don't know what's going to happen with that car, but looks like they're going to run it back to the garage, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and pack up. Yeah. All right, looks like their pit box is already starting to pack up their stuff already because it looks like their day's done. Man, the 88 car definitely had a lot of promise coming into the last chance qualifier. And his day is going to come to an end. And they're going to have to pack up their stuff, head home, and maybe they'll have better luck next week at Rockingham. As the race is back underway, green flag's back out. As Ryan Labongo's going to lead them back. Looks like Stephen Willie tried to make a run on the inside, but just couldn't get there. Yeah, it looks like the already 3 wide battle with Spencer Purcell in the back with Mark Watkins. So the top 5, almost the top 7 at this point, is going to be staying relatively consistent. As Labongo still leads the field around. Really promising race so far for the 95. As he's led every single lap so far in this race. But I think Camacho's definitely one of the drivers to keep an eye out on, as he has been working his way up through the field right here. As looks like on the inside, Zartman Jr. and Steve Sterling Jr. Look on the inside of Griffin Lynn. As here comes Camacho in the 75, looking on the inside. As caution's back out once again. This time it's David Dawn and JJ Garfield. It looks like Regan Whitlock just stopped just before the pits. He is like weaving his way back. Yeah, it looks like the car is completely just given out. Wow. Yeah, he's going to have his car pushed back to the garage. Thanks to our magical teleporting. But yeah, awful. Awful for the 88 team. Yep, so it looks like JJ Garfield and David Dawn had a little bit of a collision issue there. Oh, so yeah, the 14 has rear end damage. I don't know what happened to the 14 team, but yeah, that could be an issue if they want to make it into the event. So let's go see what happens there on our, I think it might actually be our second restart crash of the race. I don't know. And here we are, Brandon Creason and JJ Garfield. They were involved in the first crash, and they're going to be involved in the third crash of the day. Yeah, they get in a little bit of contact. Yeah, it looks like he saved it at first, and then the line. Oh, he gets into the line right there. Yeah, both drivers saved it at first, and then yeah, he gets into. Then the 14 gets into the line, and then David Dawn, just a victim of circumstances, also gets spun around. The 14 gets pretty bad damage on the rear end of the car, so that might be a big issue if they want to make it into the Beachside 400. And Nicholas DeLine, he was running really good early on, then had some struggles, and now he's all the way in the back, and now he's involved in the wreck. So yep, as caution's out on lap number 15, we'll be right back after the break for the second half of the Beachside 400 Last Chance Qualifier. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mrs. Meyers Clean Day Last Chance Qualifier here at Daytona to see the final 10 drivers now making it into the Beachside 400. As we see here, Ryan Labongo been an absolute dominant factor in the whole race. He's currently led every single lap so far in this event. Looking quite promising. Currently running in second, we got Juan Camacho. Definitely a driver to keep an eye out on. He's been trying to look for that window to make it in to get that lead, but every time he tries to take a look, the caution comes out. And we got Roth in the second, not the second, I am so stupid. In third place, we got Stephen Willie, then we got Justin Hawk, Gustavo Rolton Jr., Michael Zartman Jr., Steve Sterling Jr., that 3 juniors, then we got Griffin Lynn, Zach Williams, and Caleb Campbell, rounding out the 10 drivers currently above the cutoff line. Then we got Brandon Barani, Spencer Purcell, Maxwell Fye, David Garcia, and Mark Watkins, the 5 drivers just outside the cutoff. At the moment, Regan Whitlock is currently the only driver out of the race after an engine failure. Everyone else is currently still on the track and also on the lead lap as well. So we still don't have any lapped cars yet, which might come into play later on if we have any issues coming in later on in the race here. As Ryan Labongo, the 95 car, is going to lead him back for what I believe is our 4th restart of the race. all is calm, but as we've seen before, and here, here comes Juan Camacho in the 75. I think he learned from the last 2 restarts, it's better to do this move now than later, because you don't know when a caution's going to come out. The 75 car is now going to be our second leader of the race, and Stephen Willey's going to go with him. Yeah, now it looks like, yeah, Ryan Lubango now stuck on the outside lane. That could be a detriment for him because he's going to have, yeah, it looks like more cars are ganging up on the inside lane. It might be harder and harder for him to get back on the inside, as Juan Camacho is now the second leader of the race today after a dominating run by the 95 team. Meanwhile, 3-wide battle for second with Zartman Jr., Stephen Willey, and Griffin Lynn. Got a pretty big run on that inside lane, but here comes Spencer Purcell, also currently in 11th right there. If that's 11th, yeah, the top 10 is all bunched up right now, but Camacho and Lynn is currently the 2 drivers out in the front. Whoa, oh, that's a 4 wide, that could end in disaster, and it does! Cars on the wall, oh no! Caution's gonna come out, and a big crash happens, the big one at Daytona comes out, and that's gonna take out some big contention. Man, Gustavo Roland Jr. was up in the front and then gets turned by his own team owner. Jacob Buchholz involved in another crash. Maxwell Fye has rear end damage. Halfordy has some damage, I believe. No, surprisingly not. He has no damage. JJ Garfield's on the inside. I don't know if he's having some trouble. He's relatively slow on the inside right there, but I think Kreisen has rear end damage. Yeah, 28's got rear end damage. Man, that's a very tough break for a lot of those drivers that were running really well. That happened right at the front of the pack. That was some big time drivers that were up in the front. We had Justin Hawk, Steve Sterling Jr. was all up in the front of the field, and now they're way in the back. Yikes. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what brought out that caution. As we're under caution here on lap number 21, heading to lap number 22. Yeah, we now have less than 10 to go, so that's a pretty intense run right now for a lot of these drivers. So let's see what brought out that caution. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and start right when they're entering turn number 3, because I don't know who started it at first. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it was Gustavo Roland Jr. Yeah, he tried to get down into the 25, tried to cut him off, but just came a little bit too late. Yeah, it looks like they locked fenders right there. Yeah, I think they both tried to keep control, and then Purcell, since he was on the apron, kind of lost control, and then back into the 5, and then everyone takes it out. Wow, Ryan Lubango, very lucky to not get in that wreck. Mark Watkins, Griffin Allen also involved, Adam Garcia, Steven Merzlak again, Mika Dergo for another time today. Yeah, Peyton Beasley got through that well. Halfordy, Buchholz, I don't know if Hammond made any contact, but Maxwell Fye as well. Yeah, big wreck coming out of turn 4 right there. As caution's out on lap number 22. And we'll be right back over the break to see the finish of the last chance qualifier. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Mrs. Meyers Clean Day Last Chance Qualifier after yet another crash. Like I've said, this is going to be an absolute wreck fest as everyone's driving a lot more aggressive. At the moment, Juan Camacho, who's led the last couple laps, manages to finally pass Lubango for the lead after the last restart here. He is currently your current leader, followed by Griffin Lynn in second, Caleb Campbell third, Brandon Barani fourth, And we have Zach Williams, Stephen Willie, Michael Zartman Jr., Ryan Labongo, Cody Smart, and Noah Cars. Currently your top 10, who's currently inside the cutoff. And then the drivers currently outside the cutoff is David Garcia, Mark Watkins, Danielle Jones, Griffin Allen, and Steven Merzlak are the 5 cars just outside of the cutoff. So Juan Camacho definitely been one of the biggest drivers to keep an eye out on throughout the race here, as he's had some pretty intense runs. Here had really managed to crawl his way up through the second restart, and now is leading the field around as we're heading the final 6 laps of the race. Is he going to be able to hold on to that win, or is someone else going to take it away? As green flag is back out once again here for what might be the final time today. Moment, looks like Ryan Labongo trying really hard to see if he can get an inside lane going, because he's in that red zone right there. He's in 8th place at the moment. He's trying to see if he can try his absolute best to get up to that top position. As Griffin Lim loses second to Caleb Campbell and Brandon Barani. It looks like Ryan Labongo trying his absolute best to see if he can get up to that front. See, he was in the 5th place right there. Now we're under the 5 laps to go here, as Camacho still leads them about 2 car lengths ahead of the rest of the pack here. He's definitely worked his way up to the front here, and I think if anyone deserves to win this race more, it's that 75 team, because he has worked so hard to get up there. As he looks on the inside here, the 62 is Stephen Willie. Now running in second, Cody Smart. Now up to 3rd. As I think the top 11's all in there. That's the top 11 right there. So the top 10 right now are relatively close up together. At the moment, the driver on the cutoff after lap number 26 was, in fact, the 46 car of Caleb Campbell. Next time by, it's going to be 3 laps to go. Looks like the Stephen Willie, Cody Smart has caused way up. Here comes Noah Cars, working his way up, seeing if he can make his run to second. Oh, looks like Stephen Willie's going to shut the door on the 44 car. But fortunately enough, Camacho follows suit, and he is not going to lose the lead away. Whoa! That was Zach Williams and Cody Smart. Cody Smart nearly made contact. Here we go. 3 laps to go here at Daytona. Who's going to be the 10 drivers going to make it in? The driver on the cutoff right now is the 55 of Brandon Barani. But here comes Peyton Beasley. Where did he come from? Wow! The 16 just came out of nowhere. And now he's in contention to make the race. Because keep in mind, the drivers that are in the playoff provisionals do not have that for this race. They still have to race their way in. But at the moment, it is all Camacho, Stephen Willie, and Noah Cars. They have a 3-car breakaway from the rest of the field. Coming to 2 laps to go. Who's going to be the 10 drivers that are going to make it in? And so far, it's a really intense run right now. At the moment, the driver right on the cutoff is Peyton Beasley. Right now, the 75 still has a lead. Take a look at the big pack right here. The 50 gets hung out to dry. That could be disastrous. He's been running inside the top 10 all day. That could be a disaster for the 50. Here we go. Coming to the white flag, Juan Camacho, the second leader of the whole race. And at the moment, I believe he might have the most laps led, unless Labongo led more. As Ryan Labongo desperately trying to hold on to that last position here. Here we are. White flag is out. Final lap. of the last chance qualifier. The driver on the cutoff right now is the 50 of Zartman. And he's going to fall back. Danielle Jones falls back a little bit. Actually, right now, Cody Smart is the driver on the cutoff. Everyone behind him isn't in the race. That includes the 95 of Lubango. But here they come down the backstretch. Noah Cars looks on the inside at 62. At the moment right here, all these drivers up front pretty much has nothing to worry about. They're all going to make it in. I guess they're going to get the 75 the win here. Coming off the tri-oval, Juan Camacho is going to be making his first ever NR 2003 race. Juan Camacho wins the last chance qualifier. Wow! And just as they cross the line, JJ Garfield, a lapped car, comes into effect, but they're not going to come into mesh effect here. Yep.
Let's take a look at the official results here. Juan Camacho, a big win today to win that last chance qualifier. Other drivers like Peyton Beasley and Cody Smart, big drivers, going to make the Beachside 400. Very big heartbreak for Ryan Lubango, going to come up just short in 11th. As well as some other big drivers that had a really good run today, like Michael Zartman Jr., also not going to make it in. Drivers that had a pretty good run to the duels, also not going to make it in. Really a big unfortunate for drivers like Kendrick Lawson and David Dawn, who were pretty dominant in their duels. And then Spencer Purcell, the only provisional playoff driver to not make the Beachside 400, and an absolute heartbreak for Regan Litlock after his engine failure. So tune in tomorrow for the Beachside 400, the final race of the Honey Week of Speed, and it's going to be a pretty exciting race. The field is set, and we're ready for 50 laps of high-power racing. Tune in tomorrow at 7:30 for the big race. This is NASHawk signing off, and see you then.
All right, we're on lap E.